nothing ever really worked. Nothing ever stuck. Finally, the year that I was going to turn 40, I decided it's time to do something. So I decided I wanted to lose 100 pounds before I turned 50. So I tried Weight Watchers again. I tried the cabbage soup diet. I tried some of the online, all the different things. And over the course of about 6 years, I did lose some weight, 18 pounds. So 3 pounds a year is better than gaining the weight, but that wasn't my goal. I was considering bariatric surgery, having either the lap band or the little eye done, and I had it. And then I go that route. I like to use bariatric surgery very much. So I had to find something, and I found a way of eating. Okay. And for me, it was cutting back my carbs. I found out that I was really carb sensitive, and once I cut back on my carbs, I rapidly lost about 50 pounds in 5 months. About that time, I joined the Women in the Fitness Center and continued to lose a little bit more. I tried exercise in the past, doing the DVDs, having an in-home ladies group where we all get together. The DVDs got real old, real quick. It's a lot like a movie. You plug it in and you've seen it once, you know what's coming. It's not fun and exciting anymore. My friends, they'd come over, be like, all right, so what are we going to do now? Well, let's have a snack. Or, hey, I can't make it today. Oh, really? Great, I got to do something else. So that didn't work. And then I did join, my daughter actually talked me into joining over in Marinette. And it was different. I saw a little bit more progress. But I did need some guidance. So I was basically like a car sitting in a mud puddle, spinning my wheels. And not really getting anywhere. When I finally got it together and met with a trainer, that's when I saw my big breakthrough. Up until that point, I lost about 75 pounds total. He helped me hit my 100-pound breakthrough. And in 3 months, I lost 25 pounds, 15 inches, shaping up, and that was with regular, consistent exercise. How many of you all are exercising currently? Raise your hands. Okay. Come up. How many of you are doing cardio? Keep your hands up. That would be any kind of walking, biking, things like that, on a regular basis. Okay. How many of you are doing strength training on a regular basis? Okay, strength training is huge, but it takes a combination of the strength training and cardio and your good nutrition. Now, y'all are here for a reason. So obviously, there are goals that you have that you want to meet, and this class is the nutritional aspect. Right? Yeah. So you guys have that piece. Now, putting the rest of it together is what's important. Let's see. The weight loss that I had was so life-changing that I actually left an almost 20-year career of nursing and long-term care. And I saw the long-term effects of people being overweight and ill health, ideas, strokes, and heart attacks and that. And I had to get out of there. I'm getting older. I don't want to be there. I want to do something else. And because of the changes that losing the weight has made in my life, I want to pass it forward. So one of the things that I did learn is, first off, diets don't work. It has to be a way of eating. And whatever adapt to that cold, and now that 50 degrees feels pretty warm. Our bodies do the same thing with exercise. So if you do the same thing over and over and over and over, you're going to get the same thing. So it's important to keep it changed up. Some of the different things that we do are anywhere from, I'm going to take this stuff off, you guys. It's getting very warm. So it is, just slightly. So I like to hang on to these. This is the only big stuff that I've kept over the years, just as a reminder of where I don't want to return. But keep one big thing, and as you undergrow your clothes, get rid of it. Don't hang on to it, or just in case. Because if you keep it for just in case, it always will come. I'm going to keep these really nice pants that you paid $50 for, just in case they're regaining weight. Get rid of them.
Yep.
But when it comes to exercise, you don't have to join a club, you don't have to buy a bunch of fancy stuff. You can't. Bodies. Everybody has bodies. You can do body weight exercises. Anything as simple as doing body squats. Just make sure you've got good form, so your knees are staying on your toes. If you've got bad knees, you want to maybe hang on to something so you support it. Push-ups. Everybody hates push-ups. Early push-ups are okay from the floor. You can do something as simple as an incline push-up off of a kitchen counter, or something that's stationary. You want to work your chest and your back. But then you can get some relatively inexpensive equipment at your local department store, sporting goods store, so that you have different things to use as resistance. How many have dumbbells at home? Quite a few. Okay, what kind of things do you guys do with them?
Sweating back.
Biceps. Okay. Nice. How about some of your what do you guys do? Chops? Okay. That helps work the core better. Somebody over here, what do you do with the dumbbells?
I heard somebody say doorstop. I don't want to tell on anybody. I won't say who it was, but I did hear that comment.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hanging on to it just as a little added resistance when you do the squats. You can also add combination moves. We call hybrid moves, where you do that squat and now you add an overhead press. Like that. Or squat with a roll. Now you're getting your legs and your back. As many combinations as you can put together, the more muscle groups you move at any single time, the more calories you can burn in that workout.
What size weight are those, and what do you recommend that you start off with?
These are 10s, and you want to work at a weight, when you're working on fat loss, you want to work at a weight that you can do about 15 repetitions. And if you can do only like 8 reps, 10 reps, it's probably too heavy. If you can do 20 to 30, that's like picking up a Barbie doll. Yeah, it's only long, it's not enough. What you want to do is work at a weight that's heavy enough to break that muscle fiber down. You're not really building muscle, break it down, and when it heals, that's what makes it stronger. And when you have more muscle, it's one thing, don't be afraid to lift weights, so don't be afraid to lift heavy. Because when probably consider it to be more cardio than anything. Yeah, you're moving the muscles, but when you've done the video, you get sore muscles the next day, or you just feel like your heart rate gets up and you're breathless. Really should have a little bit of soreness after you work out, otherwise you're really not tapping into those muscles. It is a little resistance, but it's really, again, I don't think that it's enough in getting it out. Resistance bands are good, especially when you rehab. My chiropractor gave me the band for my back and different shoulders. It's kind of like we have at the gym. Yeah. They're good to add into programs just to add a little difference. Some things that are a little exciting, that's boring. But, you know, if you want to build muscle, tone up your core, they're a good place to start. But, how about a stability ball? You have one of these at home. These don't work really well as doorstops. Chairs. What do you guys do with these? You guys slide it in here. Huh? It's one thing to help keep your body moving a little bit, and it's all movement, and calories. I have a cousin who has an at-home business, and it's based on weight loss and everything. And in the springtime, when she gets more of her home consultations, she takes it all out, and she loses 15 pounds that she's gained over the winter just by sitting on the wall with her thumbs. What other kind of things do you guys do? Huh?
It helps if you sit, seriously, just when you're sitting with the computer working.
Yep, because you're unstable. You're not just parked. You know, like right now, sitting in a chair, you're very stable. But if you're working and reaching the whole time, you know, your whole body is moving. Huh?
Try it, Carol.
Our first volunteer will be. What other kind of things do you guys do with these?
You could do crunchies when you're on there, or use the dumbbells as you're on there.
I come up and demonstrate. Well, crunches. First off, if you've never been on one of these, I always have my clients sit down on them and just feel. Just get used to how it feels. It's very unstable, and so that you know where you're at, so where your body's at in space. Then what I'll have to do is start walking out, little by little.
How much weight can you?
These are burst proof to 350 pounds. And then I have them go all the way out. So your head and your shoulders are supported. And from here, we can actually add in the weights, presses or flies. Another thing,
Where on your arm is that actually working?
they're actually chest exercises, chest press, and then fly. If I wanted to have an unstable core, I could do the curls while I'm sitting here.
And that's working.
My biceps, front of the arm, right here. I want to work the back of my arm, sitting here unstable, pressing up.
And that will do good.
It's right here. I want to work the shoulders while sitting, press up. And as I'm doing this, I'm working up a sweat for one thing. But my abs are also kicking in as I do this. To do crunches, you want the ball about mid-back, you want it right in the small of your back. Make sure your feet are on an unslippery surface. I can feel the nap of the rug kind of giving a little bit here. But you can put your hands across your chest, and what you're going to do is roll your body up, not rolling the ball. Like that. And then some other things that you can do for your abs on the ball, if you get very courageous, go down on your belly, here, and you roll your knees to your chest. Like this.
Sure.
And then walk it back. You want to try it?
So do you recommend like a certain, like 3 sets of 10, or how do you?
It depends on someone's conditioning status. I always start people out with just like 1 or 2 sets of 10, and then progressing to 15. If we're working with heavier weight, then we do less repetitions with 2 sets, just building it up. Another good ball exercise to do for the abs is when you lay flat on the floor and you pass the ball back and forth from your feet to your hands. Sorry if anybody back there can't see. Bring it up. Oh, I can do that. Yep. Yeah.
And now you're working your
Abs.
abs.
Yep.
Do you have to keep the small of your back pressed down?
As much as you can. You're going to have some give, in your back. If any of this kind of stuff, you try it and it's like, whoa, I feel a lot of strain, then you don't do it. When I work with somebody that does have low back issues, I'll have them actually tuck their hands under their hips here to keep the low back closer to the floor. If they're going to do like knee lifts. Again, this is another body weight exercise. This is working the abdominals. And I really don't promote doing sit-ups because sit-ups are really hard on the back. They actually cause a lot of compression of the vertebrae. Any questions on the stability?
Are there different sizes?
There are, and the sizes, when you go to pick one, you want to look at the label. They're based on height. So however tall you are, you need a bigger ball. This is the average. This is a 65 centimeter or 26 inch. And this, I believe, goes for people that are, I want to say 5'4" to 5'6", 5'8", something like that. And then the next size up is for taller, closer to 6 feet people. And then there's a smaller one for shorter people. So you definitely want the right size.
Is that something like they probably would have at Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart has them, Dunham's, any of the department stores, go to their sporting
goods.
Yeah. I don't think Kmart has them, but they come with their own little pump.
Oh,
And
okay.
you pump them up with your foot, so you get a little extra exercise
Yeah.
there.
If you were going to do weights, and you've never done weights before, what size weights would you get?
That's something that each person would need to kind of gauge. If you're going to get them at a department store, pick up a weight and decide what it is you want to do with it. First off, I wouldn't say go and buy a set of dumbbells just to do bicep curls. You want to be able to use those weights in a variety of ways because it's a big investment. I don't know how much these rubber ones are, but the cast iron ones tend to run about $1 a pound. So if you buy a 10-pound dumbbell, that's going to be $10. So for a set of them, that's $20. And then as you go up in weight, they're going to be more expensive.
It's $5 for like 2-pounders for the Jillian Michaels ones in Walmart, yeah. But they didn't have any other ones there.
You can watch people on the sale. Sometimes people sell them at rubber sales because they have all good,
Yeah.
Good
good,
intention.
Goodwill too.
planning and using them as their own.
Yeah. My husband got a really nice set of 8-pounders. They're vinyl coated at Goodwill. I think the set was $5.
Yeah.
They're very nice ones. So keep your eyes open, and even this kind of stuff, kettlebells, steps, the little aerobic steps, those are a great tool too that, help to just change what you're doing so you don't get bored. How many of you have seen a kettlebell? How many of you own one? Okay. And what kind of stuff do you do with yours?
I've never, I don't know how to use it. But I got them from all these, there's 3 sizes.
Okay, like 5, 8, and 10, or 5, 10, and 15?
No.
Okay. How about you? What do you do with yours? Whoever raised their hand.
I just said squats.
Okay. Like a squat?
Yeah.
Okay. This would be like a sumo squat.
So what else can you do?
Any other people that have them? I saw some other hands go up. Who else has a kettlebell? What do you do with yours?
Mostly squats.
Okay.
We have been using them too, it's going to sound crazy, but they're only 5 pounders for walking.
Okay.
We've got a set of wrist ones and then we switch them back and forth with the lighter wrist ones.
Okay. Good too.
I have the ones from always that Sue was talking to, but I don't like them because they're hard to hang on to.
Okay, do
So
they
I
have
actually stopped
like
using
a
them.
narrower handle?
Yeah, but you can't keep both your hands on them.
Okay. Those would be really good then in using in single hand exercises. That way you don't have to worry about getting both hands. Who uses them for kettlebell swings? They do swings? A kettlebell swing, while it looks like it's all coming from the arms, it really isn't. It's coming from the backside. The power comes from the hamstrings and the glutes. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your back nice and flat like this. Okay? And my back's going to be to somebody no matter which way I go. But the back stays flat, and your arms are just a pendulum. Okay? And what I'm going to do is pop my hips forward, like this. Catch it. I promise I won't like that. But what I'm feeling right now, all the work is coming from my butt and the back of my thighs.
Really?
And this is an excellent exercise to get your heart rate up, but at the same time, I'm working my muscle groups too. That's one thing that we do. A lot of times I'll throw that in between sets of slower, yeah, me breathless, in between sets of slower exercises just to get the heart rate up. Another exercise you can do is what we call figure 8. Really involves the legs a lot. What you do is you have a wider stance and you pass the kettlebell through your legs, coming up and down, swinging it through.
I'm not that coordinated.
Yeah, you don't want to whack your
Surprised
knees.
what you can do.
Huh?
She said she's not that coordinated, but you'd be surprised what you can do.
Yeah.
Because you just practice and you get better just like anything else.
Yep. One that,
How much does that thing weigh?
this one is 18 pounds. And what I want to show, I did some lifting today, so I don't know how my shoulder's going to be, but there's one move I have been having people do, and they seem to really like it. But it's a step over, where you're stepping across, bringing this over, coming back, bringing it to you, then up, coming down, up, down, and up. And then you do the other side. That one really hits the butt. Whoever said that over here? Hits the butt. But at the same time, it's hitting your core because of that reach, and you gotta pull it back, so now your abs are involved in your low back, and then your shoulder and your arms are involved with the cross. Any questions with that?
Okay, that's an 18-pound. If a person has never worked with this,
You don't want to go with the 18 pounds.
obviously, well, you're breathless.
The lowest one that we've got that I start people out with is a 6. Yeah. But when you're doing things like a swing, a 6-pounder, it's real easy for your arms to take over.
Oh.
And it's not about the arms, it's about the posterior. But for this kind of a thing where you're lifting and pressing, 6 is fine. So that's where the where the variety comes in. Great.
I see this one guy, and he takes the kettlebell and he walks, and he swings it between his legs.
Probably like a walking lunge, and like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, he walks all over. What is that doing?
It's majorly in your legs and hips, your thighs. It's not so much up here, but each step that you're taking when you're down, it's a momentary pause. When you're down here, so your legs are kicked in longer while you're exchanging. And it actually is activating more a little bit because of the shifting of that balance. When you see something like that, don't be afraid to.
I tried in my basement first with mine.
Well, even that walking lunge, you can do walking lunge without a weight first and then add the weight. That alone is how.
Yeah, in any of the exercises, you always want to progress. You don't want to, yeah, I'm going to run out by a kettlebell and this is all the things I'm going to do. You want to start low, go slow, let your body adapt to it, and then change it so it shocks your body again. Any other questions about kettlebell? Yeah.
Which would be a good exercise for your legs,
Squats, deadlifts.
other than that kettlebell walk?
Any kind of a squat, because that is going to activate your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your butt. One thing I really love for my legs and working the butt is a deadlift. And you can do a deadlift with dumbbells or a kettlebell. So like with the dumbbells, can you see where you're at? You want to keep your back nice and flat. You start by breaking at the hips first, back flat, come down till you feel the stretch through here. And then drive yourself back up and squeeze your butt. So stretch and squeeze. And that's one way of really tapping deep into those muscles. Your squats, all you got to do is try it sometime and you're going to know exactly where it's tapping in because you'll feel it the next day.
Really, if
2
you've
sets
never
of 10.
done it, okay. I mean, you don't want to be dead the next day.
Just holding on to them. I like to hold them here, down, and up. Sitting in an invisible chair.
Now, what is the difference between that and what you were doing just a minute ago?
Without that, now it's my 168 pounds. Now it's 188 pounds. So my legs have to work harder. It's adding resistance. Without the weight, it's a body weight exercise. This one gets harder. Any questions?
Debbie, what do you recommend for people who hit a plateau?
If you hit a plateau, you got to change something. Either dietary, check your food intake. Are you on track? And letting little sneakies come in. What are you doing for exercise? If you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, you've got to change it. Don't change it. If you do the same thing you've always done, you're going to get the same thing you've always gotten. So you've got to change it. Biggest thing, if you're hitting a plateau, you have to explore. You've got to investigate what's going on with your program. Help?
You know, just as an example, if you walk every day, you just kind of casually walk. Well, it's, you know, change it up by like walk a little faster. You know, like for a block, walk really fast and then slow it down and walk faster again, just so you're revving it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's one.
All you have to do is,
The thing with walking, if there's anybody, walking is great, but we've done it since the beginning of humankind. You know, our ancestors walked everywhere. And in today's society, we do have cars, we've got bikes, you know, so we're not as much of walkers.
but we do adapt to that. And if you do speed up and slow down, like Gail said, that's one way of changing it. One of the things I like to do if I live out in the country, so if I'm out walking, to me, unless I got some really awesome music in my ears, I get bored really quickly. So as I'm going down the road, I'm kind of like looking around, see if anybody's coming. Okay, I'm going to do agility drills while I go down the road. I'm just kind of changing it up. Or I'll do walking lunges for a little ways, and really tap in, get a few extra muscle.
Walking backwards too. But you have to watch where you're going.
Yeah, don't run in a ditch or anything. I don't know.
So how do you organize your exercise schedule, say for 5 days out of the 7? What would you recommend for how much cardio versus how much weight training?
Well, what I always recommend to people is if you want to see results, you have to do some kind of weight training or strength training at least twice a week. Anything less than that, you're just kind of holding status quo if you do it like once a week. Anything less than once a week, you're just making yourself sore over and over and over and over and over. It's like, oh man, I'm never doing that again. And then you don't for a month, you never get anywhere. Best results come if you do strength training at least 3 times a week. So maybe on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then on the off days, do your cardio. So that 5 to 6 days out of the week, you're getting some exercise. And really, your exercise doesn't have to take a lot of time. What we really work with is a lot of time-efficient training. 30 minutes, you're done. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours doing it. I don't know about you guys, but I've got a busy life, and I don't have 2 hours to spend lifting weights. So I want to be able to get in and get it done. So 30 minutes is all it takes. And when you're working hard enough at a consistent pace, boom, 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 no rest in between the exercises, you get your heart rate up, you get those muscles burning, you've got a good workout.
So do you only do that like once a day?
Unless you're a personal trainer, then you're doing it all day long.
I didn't know if I had to go like in the morning and at night or what it is.
No, just once a day, 30 minutes. That's all. It depends on what kind of program you put together for yourself. You always want to start with legs. At least that's how I put programs together. Legs and butt, chest, upper back, shoulders, mid-back, low back. So you're hitting all the major muscle groups. And then, if you've got like one program, maybe on the next time that you do weights, then you do a different program and kind of keeping it changed that way so that your body doesn't adapt to any certain thing.
You remember when we did the scans and we're always telling you about watching, you'd like to see your muscle mass increase? Well, that's because just what Debbie was saying, if you have the weight training and you gain more muscle, you will burn more calories and your metabolism will go up too. Your body, works harder.
Yeah, when you build 10 pounds of muscle on your body, you can burn about 500 calories a day at rest. And over the course of a week, 7 days in a week, that 500 calories becomes 3,500. That's another pound of body fat gone at rest, just because you've got more muscle.
And you don't have to worry about being bulky, because we're not built that way. These women bodybuilders,
They're probably taking some
steroids and stuff. Yeah, we don't
assistance.
have the hormones that, so you don't have to worry about that. I know a lot of people think they're going to,
Could you do me a favor, would you take that thing, the crossover and up again? In my mind, I'm trying to think how I can make something like that, but no money. But I want to know how that hand goes when you come back up again.
Lobby jumps, cat litter.
Okay, all right.
That'll
So I
give you a
was
little
thinking-
resistance.
All right.
But you step out, step parallel to the other foot. That's going to get to the side of your leg and then your butt. If you step with your toe pointed out, it becomes quadricep. So angles are really important. But step to the side, cross it over. Now, unless you've got low back problems, anybody with low back problems, you really want to be careful. Cross it over, come back, step together, curl this up, and an overhead press. But I would start with some basic stuff first, just getting used to coming down. And you can do that just with a dumbbell. Let your body get used to some of the moves before you start doing a lot of stuff in there.
Guys, quickly question, as far as like the lunges, if a person has knee problems,
You want to be careful. One of the things that I know personally, my knees are shot from all the years of carrying the weight that I did. I don't know how many of you were here last time, but I was just around. You can see where my weight was. But I was at my top, where my last recorded weight was 260 pounds. That's a lot of wear and tear on these joints. So if I went into a doctor, they'd probably say, yep, you need scoping, you need cleaning, whatever. I won't do it because then things are never the same. But I know if I do a lunge incorrectly, where my knees are coming way past my toes, it's a lot of strain. So if somebody's doing lunges and they're having a lot of pain, definitely first thing is check for them. You want to keep your upper body nice and tall, stepping down so that your knees are about 90 degrees. I never go all the way to the floor. I just come down part way and then drive back from that front heel to stand up. The other thing is, if you go like this and you're coming down, now that's more likely that that knee is going to cross the toes. So it's really important to stay nice and tall. And as if you're carrying a glass of water on top of your head. One question that always comes up is, what exercise can I do to get rid of my bat wings or the flabby skin on my belly? Depending on your age, kids who've had all kinds of factors. If you're older, sorry, it's not going to be because that's the bad news of the day. If you have a lot of excess skin after your weight loss, age, probably not going to go away. Yeah, the grandma wings. Yeah. And I got to a point where I actually did go and have surgery, and that's what my eye scars are. And I had swelling of my tummy too, because I just was not comfortable with myself anymore. But exercises will not get rid of the skin. They will tone what's underneath of it and make it nice and strong. But I don't say that to discourage anyone. It's just to let you know you can't spot the use back or skin.
was that a tummy tuck you had, or did you just put that?
It was more extensive than just a tummy tuck. Tummy tucks are usually kind of like a smiley face, and they do that. But mine was extensive from going from my sternum to my hip bones. They took a wedge out, and then they took a belt all the way around, brought everything together, and up and around. So for about 6 weeks, I walked like this because everything was so tightened down. It was very painful. You need Jillian?
Obviously, you feel a lot better now than before, and you have a lot more endurance
Endurance, energy. When my kids were little, I was the fat mom on the sidelines. I missed out a lot in their lives. And when my youngest daughter, Amy, got married in 2007, I was the mom of the bride, and in that picture that's coming around with the little one on my lap, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, my daughter's getting married, I'm beautiful, I have my hair done, pretty dress. Then I got the pictures back. It's like, wow, what an awakening. And that is actually the year where I finally really got serious. This July will be 5 years since I really got on the stick, made major changes in my life. Still struggling. I will struggle till the day I die because I like food. I'm an overeater, I'm a binge eater, and I have to keep a handle on it, or I will be right back exposed, and I don't why keep up because I want to remember.
Now you work out with your kids and you keep up with your grandkids.
Yep, I can keep up with my grandkids. I got 2 little granddaughters. I can get up and down off the floor with them now without climbing up the furniture. It's a whole different life.
Debbie, how do you keep track of your calories?
I really don't a whole lot. Like I was saying before, I lost most of my weight doing carbs, low-carb dieting. When I try and keep track of calories, I have a hard time because I've developed a lot of my own recipes that work for me. So when I change a recipe, then I got to redo all the calculations, and so I don't mess around with that. I just try and watch my carbs. And I kind of got away from that. And at Anytime Fitness, we've got that nasty little bucket of mints up front. And I'm there all day long, so I don't take anything. I'm walking by, grabbing a mint. A little while later, grab another mint. By the end of the day, 10, 15 minutes. Well, those little things, they don't seem like they add up too much. 4 mints is 1 serving. 1 serving is 60 calories, which, you know, when you're looking at, 1,500 to 2,000 calorie diet, that doesn't seem like a lot. But 4 mints is also 15 carbs. And when I try and keep my carbs maybe around 50 or so per day, that's a major bite out of my it's all sugar, yeah. So there's no nutrition there. But just being more aware of your numbers, it helps. So calories, yeah, for me, calorie counting doesn't work. I have to go by the carbohydrates.
And you said 50 is what your goal is?
It depends. If I'm lifting heavy, I have to raise it because you need the carbohydrates in your system for the energy. It turns to glucose in your system. And without getting real deep into chemistry, if you don't have enough carbohydrates, then that's when in a workout you get shaky. And it's not just a matter of wearing out those muscles. It's like you just have no energy. And that's because you deplete those muscles.
When you have your carbs, you keep it mostly like fruits and vegetables, or mostly vegetables?
Mostly vegetables, some fruits in the way of apples, or, yep, lots of fiber. Or, you know, if I'm supplementing with some type of a protein shake, I try and keep it as low of a carbohydrate shake as I can. One of my favorite breakfasts, without having to do any cooking, is making a protein shake, but I throw banana in there, if that's going to be on a lifting day. That way I've got enough in my system then. Because a banana, I think is between 20 and 30 carbs right there. You think about a serving of spaghetti, pasta is a half a cup, I think that's about 40 carbs. So that was one of the things I had to give up, and I know that for me that's a trigger food. I mean, give me that plate, dial it up, and then do it again in one sitting, and you can't do that anymore. So one of the things too that I learned is you got to know what your triggers are. If you have an issue with food, and you know that driving past a certain restaurant, that car just automatically wants to turn in there, take a different route. Don't go that way. If you know that a certain social event triggers you to eat certain foods, you got to find something dealing with that.
Is there a certain time of the day that exercise
exercise is more beneficial?
I think it's different for everybody, whenever you can get that. You know, certain time of the day is any time that you're awake. You can get it in. Definitely, it's not going to happen when you're sleeping. So, some people that are more energetic in the morning, that's going to be the best time. Other people like to do it after work, that's their de-stress time. It's just individual.
Can you touch on cortisol a little bit? I know when we talked about that.
Oh, boy.
No, just a little bit, just to explain, because that really was helpful to me to know
Okay.
that after you work out that you should have some downtime.
Okay. Thank you. How many of you have hormones? Everybody's got hormones. And hormones range anywhere from the insulin your body produces to the ghrelin and leptin your body produces to, like Cindy brought up, cortisol. We have testosterone, we've got estrogen, progesterone, all of those different hormones in our bodies that go on us, you know. And what Cindy's talking about is cortisol. And if you watch TV and you see those diet pill ads, do you have belly fat? What are lipopene in you? Do you have belly fat? Because they're talking about cortisol. That's your stress hormone. And if you have a lot of stress in your life, job, family, traffic, working out. Working out is a stressor on your body. We produce cortisol. So one of the things in a certain way of eating or a diet, I hate to use the word diet, but a nutritional program with exercise, they do promote walking and at a casual pace. After your workouts or when you're feeling really super stressed, a lot of people think walking, you know, it's the speed walking. You've got to get your heart rate up, otherwise it's no good. It's no good. Well, when I get my heart rate up, what's that doing to my body? Stressing me, yeah. All right, so you think about yourself walking through a park, sun is shining, birds are singing, soft breeze. What's that going to do for me? Calm me down. I'm not going to be producing or releasing that cortisol anymore, or less of it. So walking in a gentle, relaxed manner is good for reducing cortisol. When that cortisol is released in your body, it combines with other hormones like insulin. And, you know, if you gain weight, it's like poof, right here on your belly. It's something to be suspicious of, that maybe you've got high cortisol production, and maybe you need to look at the relaxation type of exercises too. If you want more information on that, there is a book out there with the exercise and nutritional program called the ME Diet. I'm not putting this stuff out there to take away from you guys, but you know what the book is about, Cindy. So there's a lot of information in there about hormones, and it's a ton of really good stuff. ME stands for metabolic effect, and it's talking all about metabolism. You can go online on even Amazon, I think, and you can get it there. If you Google, or not Google, but YouTube any diet, they've got a lot of videos too on how to do combination exercises, what we call hybrid exercises, moving more body parts all at the same time. Something else?
I know that she's helped me a lot. I've been with Debbie for about a year. Once a month I go see Debbie and she changes things up for me. And I was stuck for probably about a year. No, it's over a year I've been with you. And it was just since, I don't know, February, March, no, it had to be before that. Maybe December where I started to really think about it, and I lost about 15 pounds. And that is awesome for me because I have not lost weight in a long time. And it was a combination of her telling me about the cortisol thing, and I changed up doing intervals because I was just doing my exercise thing, and I would go in and, you know, just lift my weights, and I would go home and think, why am I not losing weight? I wasn't pushing myself.
And she says, you know, you have to up your weights because if you're just doing the same thing every day, your body gets so used to that, I'm not challenging myself. So it's because of her telling me these things. So really think about what she's saying. She really knows what she's talking about, and if you really think about it, you guys can do it too. You know, don't keep doing the same thing, because like she said, you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. So,
And I'm the poster child for if I can do it, you guys can do
Me
it.
too, me too.
Where did you say you can get that book, that Handy Guide?
You can go on Amazon, I believe.
So you can't find it in the stores?
You might be able to, yeah. Yeah, look in the bookstores.
Some of the bookstores will order them, like, if you go to them and ask them to order them for you, if you tell them.
I think I went right to their website and I got the book for about $10. Okay. It's not real expensive. It's easy reading.
Thanks.
Okay.